Vayikra Shvi'i. The Torah, this aliyah begins with the conclusion from yesterday. The carbon olav yored, which could be brought as an animal, or if a person can't afford it, they can bring a bird. And then the Torah finally says, at the beginning of Shvi, if a person is so poor, lo sa'asek yoda, we can't afford even a bird, he can bring a chatas mincha. He could bring there's no oil, there's no levona, it's just a flour offering, because to symbolize the sin that he did. And then the Torah tells us the final category of karbanos, and that's a karban asham. Chatos implies error, a mistake, like off the mark. Asham, the word asham means desolation and guilt, Rav Hirsch says. There are different types of karbanos asham that the Torah describes over here. There is an asham me'ilah for a misappropriation of hektish. A person benefited from holy property, he wasn't allowed to do so. So he adds a fifth to the principal, whatever he used, misappropriated, plus a fifth, and he gives that to the temple treasurer, to the gizbar in the Beis HaMikdash, plus he brings the karban as is laid out over here. Then the Torah tells us about an asham tolui. Tolui literally means hanging. If a person is unsure if he committed an avera, that if he did do it, he's a chi of kores, a very serious avera, but he's not sure if he did it. So therefore he brings this special karban. It's interesting, Rabbi Yonah in Brachos explains that an asham tolui, we would think like, most people would downplay it. If I'm not sure if I did it or not, so we'll say, oh, I probably didn't do it. We downplay things that we're not 100% sure about. So the Torah says, bring a special karban, that you might have done it. You can't just poo-poo it and say, like, I probably didn't do it, because we like to just pretend that, probably I didn't. The Torah says, bring a special karban for that. There's also asham gezelos, for someone who stole. Ma'al ba'ashem, he was being dishonest to others. Being dishonest to others, sometimes we forget this. Being dishonest to others is me'ilah, is an act of treachery against Hashem. So there is a special mitzvah saseh that hopefully we will not have the opportunity to fulfill, which is Yeshivas agzela asher gazal. He should return the stolen property which was stolen. Hopefully we won't have the opportunity to fulfill that mitzvah. But besides that, there is the special carbon, the Asham Gezelos. And Parshas Vayikra has in it 111 psukim, which the siman at the end is du'el, to know Hashem. Through the karbanos, and especially if we find it tedious and difficult, but we invest ourselves, first of all, we'll find a certain beauty in it, but also du'ukel, we'll come close to knowing HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and Siva, which is also 111, Sadik Yud Vav Hey, Siva, we fulfill the commandments of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and through the karbanos, we draw close to Hashem. And as Chazal tell us that today in Golos, when we don't have the opportunity to bring the karbanos, when we learn about them, and we study them, we analyze them, we try to understand them, it's as if we brought these karbanos. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu give us the opportunity to actually bring these karbanos in Yerushalayim, in the Beis HaMikdash, very, very soon.